Alien Earth, Season 1, Episode 2.
While Joe's team searched the ship, they found the dead bodies of the crew members. From the way the bodies looked, it was clear these people had died before the ship even crashed. None of them noticed that Xenomorph was roaming free in the ship, silently stalking them from the shadows. Meanwhile, Boyd Cavalier explained to Dane that his main reason for creating hybrids was because he wanted to debate with a super-intelligent being. He longed for a conversation that could truly blow his mind. Cavalier believed that only humans or beings with human-like consciousness had this gift. That's why he created hybrids, synthetic bodies but with human-like thoughts and consciousness. He believed that one day these hybrids might fulfill his dream. On their way to Siam City, Wendy shared a secret with Slightly. She admitted that she had a personal reason for going to the crash site. Joe and his two companions continued their rescue mission inside the building after leaving the ship. But because of the crash, the emergency stairs had collapsed. The only way to reach the other side was with a long jump. Joe's soldier partners managed somehow, but before Joe could figure things out, Xenomorph attacked him. Joe barely managed to escape by leaping down to the lower floor, squeezing into an elevator just in time. He pulled out his walkie-talkie to call for backup, but his radio was dead. A flashback showed us that before coming here, Joe had asked Prodigy for an early resignation. He wanted to finish his medical studies and fulfill his father's dream. But here's the problem: they never programmed Wendy with the ability to hack any network, which means she had taught herself everything. Now they feared that by giving Wendy the freedom to watch over her brother, they might have made a huge mistake. While talking to the droid, Joe, frustrated, threw a line from Ice Age added. To his shock, Wendy instantly hacked the droid's system and gave a perfect response. Joe was surprised, but Cavalier's team was even stunneder. Seeing Joe confused, Wendy quickly pulled back control from the droid. Unfortunately, Joe couldn't leave until he finished his remaining service contract. His resignation request had been denied. The moment they landed at the crash site, Wendy began hearing strange low-frequency sounds. She asked the others if they could hear it too, but it seemed that only she had this super hearing ability. Before going inside, Kerr went to the tent to brief the soldiers. Their main mission was to collect the samples and cargo stored in the ship. Wendy hacked into the building's CCTV footage and discovered her brother was trapped in an elevator. With Kerr's permission, she and Slightly rushed out to rescue him. Elsewhere, it was suggested that instead of calling Yutani directly, they should deal with Prodigy's lawyer. Yutani had realized that Boyd Cavalier wanted to use the damage in the city as an excuse to steal the ship's cargo. Cavalier told Fawn and his assistant Adam that before Yutani could find any loopholes, they needed to secure the cargo. Adam contacted Kerr, who then sent the surviving hybrids to retrieve it. But inside the ship, they encountered an alien plant that terrified some of the children. Kerr calmed them, reminding them they had to push forward. While searching for containers, they came across bedbug-like creatures. Giant Ultra Promax parasites, bloated from draining their prey dry. From a corner, a cat appeared, but even it had been taken over by the eye octopus alien, which controlled it like a puppet. Seeing the claw marks on the walls and elevator, Wendy realized they had to find Joe as soon as possible. When Joe stepped out of the elevator, he reunited with one of his soldier partners. Together, they began clearing the floor. But the warnings were ignored, and people went back to partying. That's when the Xenomorph struck, killing Joe's partner and then tearing into the guests. Joe grabbed a pulse rifle lying nearby and carefully stepped into the room. "The gun's fine, brother, but why are you even going in there?" As expected, the Xenomorph pounced on Joe the moment he entered, but then Mauro arrived and stunned the creature with his rifle. Mauro shocked Joe too, knocking him out cold.
Then, by changing the mode of his cool rifle, Mauro put the Xenomorph into a bag that locked like a spider web. It then Xenomorphed towards the elevator.
The soldiers noticed something moving inside Mauro's bag and stopped him. That's when the Xenomorph burst out, slaughtering them all. But strangely, It spared Mauro. It seemed like xenomorphs could sense something deeper. Meanwhile, Joe finally reunited with Wendy and Slightly. Seeing her brother alive, Wendy was overjoyed. But Joe looked confused at her reaction. Wendy quickly contacted Kerr to report that they had found Joe. But Kerr didn't care. He only wanted Wendy and Slightly to return and finish the cargo collection mission. Inside the ship's interface lay samples of multiple alien species, including the eye octopus that burrowed into eye sockets to control its host's brain. But Kerr's eyes were on a special cargo, the xenomorph eggs. They were not to be destroyed, at least not yet. Wendy took Joe along with her, and then Slightly revealed the truth to him. They were sins, built to carry the consciousness of children who were already dying. Slightly confessed that Wendy was once his sister Marcy. Joe had always believed Marcy had died of natural causes, not because her consciousness had been transferred. To test Wendy, he asked childhood questions only Marcy could answer. To his shock, Wendy got every answer right. When they reached the eggs, Joe stepped straight into the blue mist. It was a detection system. The moment he entered, a signal reached the xenomorph that its eggs were in danger. The creature rushed towards him. It was as if the low-frequency sound was their way of communicating. And then, right before Wendy's eyes, the xenomorph grabbed Joe and leapt down below. Wendy left Slightly behind to protect the omelets, the alien eggs, and ran after her brother. And that's where episode 2 ends.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more. I have made plenty of similar videos, and you'll find their link in description box. Thanks you for watching, and see you all in the next one.